again, because obviously 2 visits weren't enough to soak in the underrated beauty. Today we're taking it easy. It's all about photo, a palace, the biggest mosque in Turkey, and some other fortresses. So I'm sure that we're gonna have a lovely day. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, and yeah, we're gonna enjoy. Here's Galata Tower. So yeah, see you later. Okay, everyone, we crossed over to Üsküdar. This is just beautiful. So this is the Asian side, and that over there is the European side. That over there, look, is Galata Tower. See? Still European side. You don't get to Asian side by crossing Galata Bridge, remember? Geography. So you need to cross the Bosphorus, which is not a river, remember? Geography. So now we're just gonna enjoy our day here in Üsküdar and over to Anadolu Hisarı. Yes, yesterday it was Anadolu Kavai, today is Anadolu Hisarı. So let's go. Here it is, Kız Kulesi, or the Maiden Tower. We're not crossing over today. But to be honest, admiring it from afar is the ultimate power move. Kız Kulesi, or Maiden Tower, sits alone on a tiny islet like it's got social anxiety, looking pretty, slightly unreachable, and full of historical trauma. This iconic little lighthouse has been everything: a defense tower, a quarantine station, a lighthouse, a restaurant, and possibly a retirement home for seagulls. Built originally during the Byzantine period, it was rebuilt by the Ottomans, and now it's mostly for legends and photo shoots. Pro tip: don't bother taking the boat if you're in a rush. The best photos are from a distance anyway. Trust me, it's more cinematic longing and less tourists on a tiny island. But if you decide to go over there, it will cost you around 30 euros. Now, there are 2 legends regarding the Maiden Tower. The first legend says that a sultan locked his daughter inside to avoid a prophecy of her dying from a snake bite. Spoiler, the snake still got her. Good job, prophecy. The second legend says that lovers met there in secret, because nothing says romance like rowing through chaotic Bosphorus currents. Built in the 1860s by Sultan Abdulaziz, this place was used as a summer residence, because obviously regular places are too hot for summer. I guess Topkapi and Dolmabahce just didn't hit the right seasonal notes. It was built in neo-Baroque style, but make it Ottoman. This was where sultans entertained visiting monarchs and showed off their imperial interior design addiction. It hosted foreign dignitaries like Empress Eugenie of France. I hope I pronounced it right. She loved the palace so much she allegedly cried when leaving. Yeah, I can relate to that. Fun fact, Atatürk also stayed here, which automatically increases the coolness factor by 200%. The interior, full of marble, silk and crystal. You're not allowed to take photos inside, because clearly your phone poses a bigger threat to Ottoman history than wars ever did. As much as not being able to take photos inside is tragic for your aesthetic, it's a great reason to actually look at things with your eyes for once. The entry fee is approximately 15 euros. If you encounter a queue, go online and buy the e-ticket from the official website. the e-ticket costs approximately €2 more. The palace is closed on Mondays and some holidays. For the most current information, please visit the official website. Okay everyone, we just finished touring the, I wanted to say Dolmabahce Palace, no, it's Beylerbeyi Palace. I wanted to say Dolmabahce because it's like a copy-paste kind of situation. Lots of chandeliers, lots of grandeur, lots of everything. And I can't help but wonder, why did they need a summer residence? Wasn't Dolmabahce enough? What was the point? Because I don't think you show grandeur of your empire by expensive chandeliers and artworks, but by prosperity of your people and economic stability, technological and scientific advancement, and if it comes to that, military power. So, but I will read you something I found online. It was written by a Turkish writer, Halide Edip, and it basically sums up what I wanted to say. She wrote about the young Turkish revolution. The memory is so intense that to this day I cannot think of it unmoved. I think of it as a final embrace of love between the simple peoples of Turkey before they should be led to exterminate each other for the political advantage of foreign powers or their own leaders. I rest my case. So even though all of this is it's spectacular, it's beautiful, of course, but everyday person back then couldn't even think about coming to this palace. They had nothing to show for it. I mean, it was unavailable to them. So just to build something this impressive so you can enjoy the grandeur and the luxury and the decadence, or just to impress foreign leaders, that's just, I don't know, maybe it was a way of thinking back then, but you show your power and your grandeur in some other means. But every palace in Europe is like that. It's rich, luxurious. So I think that I can understand the revolution, why it happened, and yeah, it's beautiful, but as I said, for everyday people it means literally nothing. So that's a good it's a good lesson for every leader out there, hopefully, and for the peoples. So next up is Çamlıca Mosque, the biggest mosque in Turkey that can accept 63,000 people. In case of earthquakes, 100,000. So let's go. Okay everyone, we're here, Çamlıca Mosque. We have some more walking to do till we get there. But I have to tell you, we took the bus. Wow, very traumatic experience, almost traumatic. And I thought the buses in my city were bad. The driving, just horrible, just horrendous. It was a terrible experience. We have to take a bus again later. That shouldn't be a problem, I hope. But this time I'm gonna aim for a seat. That way I won't be risking hurting myself. It was, yeah, very close. No matter how hard you hold yourself, it still end up flying forward or backwards. Yeah, but we're here for this beauty, Çamlıca Mosque.
So we're gonna forget about the bus ride for now. If we can, of course. Okay, let's go. We're not at the airport. No, this is not the airport. This is not a department store. No. Yes, there is an escalator. We're using it. But no, we're not. Or maybe you think we are. We're actually going up towards the mosque entrance. Look at this. Oh wow. Thank you builders for the escalator. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh wow. Oh, this is magnificent. This is magnificent.
Why it's awesome? Well, the panoramic views, for starters, of both sides of the Bosphorus. Bring your wide-angle lens and a dramatic scarf. Then, it's a cultural complex with a museum, art gallery and library, for when you want to say you went to a mosque, but also learned something. And it has amazing 6 minarets. The mosque's design blends classical Ottoman elements with modern touches, which is architectural code for we wanted to go big, but also make it Instagrammable. The massive dome is 72 meters high, representing the 72 nations of Istanbul. It's symbolic, don't try to count them. Here we are, we made it to Anadolu, Hisarı. It was quite an adventure, I'll tell you all about it later when we had a chance to breathe a bit. Public transport here, oh look at the dog, that's a change, that's new here. Public transport here is a freaking disaster, but we made it somehow, and the worst thing of it all was Google Maps, but I'll tell you all about it later. So this is Anadolu Hisarı.
the lesser known sibling of Rumeli Hisarı. Smaller, quieter, and unfortunately looks closed. So we'll be admiring it from afar. Like well-behaved history nerds. Built in the late 14th century by Sultan Bayezid I to help control traffic through Bosphorus. This place is old-school Ottoman military strategy. Well, basically pre-conquest strategy. It played a big role in the 1453 conquest of Constantinople by cutting off supply ships. Smart, small, and historically effective. You know, we love an underdog story. A few decades later, the Ottomans built Rumeli Hisarı right across from it. We'll go there later, because apparently symmetrical military intimidation was a thing. So you can enjoy it like this, yeah, with an occasional bus. Yeah, so we're admiring it from a respectful distance, like art or an ex at a wedding. So we sat down for a börek with cheese. We wanted to go to one place, but that place was out of börek, so we sat down right next to it. Let's see how it is. Okay guys, we actually finished eating and we ordered some more, so don't judge us, it's really good. This time my friend will have with meat, and I'm having another cheese börek, so yeah, I will leave you the name of the place in the description later. Okay guys, we finished eating. This was the place, Çengelköy Börekçisi. It was very good, and the bill was some 625 for 4 böreks, 1 chai and 2 ayran. That's really a bargain, and it was great. And now we're going to cross to the European side again. We're gonna visit Rumeli Hisarı if it's open. We'll see. Let's go. Okay guys, we arrived at Rumeli Hisarı, but apparently too late. None of the info on the internet was correct. Some say that it's open until 5, some say it's open until 7, but it's open until 6, and now it's 5:45, so we can't get in, unfortunately. See, it's under restoration, I think part of it, I read about it. So after a short but very scenic ferry ride, probably the cheapest continental trip that doesn't require a passport, we've come to a closed door, unfortunately. I'm so sad, I really wanted to see the museum and the fortress, but we'll enjoy the rest of our day by taking a leisurely stroll by the sea and getting that much needed vitamin D from this lovely weather. So stick around. Just taking a leisurely stroll in Bebek. Enjoying the sunshine and the sea. No idea. So guys, we sat down for a baklava recommended by a local right across the very expensive and not so tasteful Hafiz Mustafa. I'm going to tell you the name of the place later. So far it's very delicious. We ordered künefe, which is another traditional dessert with cheese. This is the name of the place. You have them at Sirkeci and I think Taksim. Amazing sweets and very, very affordable prices. much better than at Hafiz Mustafa or Karaköy Gülüyolu. Hello everyone, we've come to an end of another day. It's been kind of stressful, not just the public transport but Google Maps. Yeah, the almighty Google. So we were at Beylerbeyi Palace. We stepped out on the street and I immediately turned on Google Maps asking how to get to Çamlıca Mosque. And Google, in front of the entrance to the premises of the palace, not right in front of the palace, but there's a like an official entrance where you buy tickets and so on. There is a roundabout, not a big one. And Google basically said that I have to go to a bus stop by not crossing the road on a pedestrian crossing, but by literally entering the roundabout as a pedestrian, walking inside the roundabout and going to the bus stop. Of course, I didn't do that. I went to the pedestrian crossing that was maybe a few meters away, and I circled the roundabout, came to the bus stop just to realize that there's actually a pedestrian crossing right there, and I didn't have to go all the way. I didn't notice it right away, to be honest. But that was amazing. So okay, we're waiting for the bus. The screens that tell you when the bus is coming, which bus is coming, that's completely false. Has nothing to do with reality. After we finished our lovely visit to Çamlıca Mosque, we really, we were relaxed and calm. We reached inner peace. And I asked Google how to come to the bus stop where we will enter the bus that will take us to Anadolu Hisarı. Google says, yeah, sure. You see this road with 3 lanes, just cross it. Just don't think about it. Just run, Forest, run. Because there was no pedestrian crossing, there was no traffic lights, nothing, just 3 lanes. Maybe it was even 4. We just, like we risked our lives like cats or rabbits or whatever. But there's the downhill that takes us to the bus stop. Okay, so we do it. So we come to the bottom of this downhill, and just to realize that across the street, Google says there's a bus stop. There isn't. There's some construction works, some new buildings are being erected, something like that. And so what to do next? Google doesn't offer any explanations, doesn't offer any alternative solutions. So I open another app called Move It. And Move It says, go here, go there, take this bus. It was precise to the last meter. It showed us what Google didn't even think about showing us. So if you're ever in Istanbul, you need to walk somewhere, yes, use Google. But if you want to use public transport and have that experience, do not use Google. Use Move It. It's very precise. It shows you where you have to walk, where you have to, which bus is coming, when it is coming. It's very precise. And Google, thumbs down. And the ride to Anadolu Hisarı was another experience. The bus was overcrowded, and the people who were I actually like this, what I'm about to tell you. People who entered, when people entered the bus, they enter at the front door, so they can scan their cards. But of course, just like in my city, we have the same system.
the brilliant minds of the public transport didn't think about putting those machines on the second, third, and further doors. No, just the first door where the driver is. Brilliant. And people who got in, for example, at the second door, they would send their card to the first door, and we would just tap it on, tap it off, and just, send it back. That was really cool. People want to be honest, and they want to pay for their ride, and that's really nice. It says a lot. One thing I noticed here in Istanbul is that people litter a lot. There aren't many trash cans, so people just throw their garbage everywhere. I mean, they're polluting their own city. That's what I don't understand. No one thinks, okay, I'm just gonna save this piece of paper. I'm gonna, dispose of it later. No, they just throw it in the street and let someone else deal with it. So yeah, that's bad. Not to mention how much smokers pollute the city. And about public convenience, that's another problem. So far, I've seen 2 public toilets. One on Sultan Ahmet Square, in Sultan Ahmet Square, and the other in Üsküdar. The one in Sultan Ahmet Square is very convenient for the tourists, but it's very inconvenient. To be honest, it's small. It's public toilet, so what I'm about to say maybe doesn't hold water. I mean, it smells badly. It's dirty. It's disgusting, basically. But it's very small. I don't know how the women's bathroom looks like, but the one for the boys wasn't good enough. And there's only one in Sultan Ahmet Square, and all around Istanbul, wherever you go, whatever part you go to, there just isn't public toilets. So if you want to, if you need to go number 1 or number 2, it doesn't matter. You need to either enter a cafe or a restaurant and, buy something, or maybe you can just, if it's crowded enough, enter and pretend you're already a customer. And yeah, but what other solution do you have? Tell me, what would you do? There are no other options. So and today when we crossed over in Üsküdar, there was a public toilet, very clean, neat, and the only way you could get in was with Istanbul card. Luckily we had it, of course. That's how we got to Üsküdar. But all around Istanbul, everywhere else, the public toilets don't exist. Trash cans only in Sultan Ahmet, and I don't know where else. And one other thing, I read in some places that don't expect that people in Istanbul speak English, or that many people in Istanbul speak English. That's fine. I mean, they don't have to speak fluently. It's important that we understand each other, right? No one has to speak a foreign language perfectly. I don't speak it perfectly. But the problem is that majority of people here, especially the young people, that's what I'm shocked about. I'm not surprised, I'm shocked. They don't speak English. They don't, older people, they actually, they know a few words, they understand a few words. So, you can order something or say what you want, and that's fine. But younger people, no. That's just, it amazes me. I don't know. I'm not saying that everyone has to speak English, but the world we live in, you have to speak some English, especially you live in a city like Istanbul that's visited every day by millions of people. and everyone will speak English to you. For example, yesterday when we were this shop on the Asian side, and I wanted to buy some Turkish cotton underwear, and I wanted to buy socks, and I didn't see them. It was just t-shirts and boxer shorts, and I asked this young guy, he was maybe 25, 26 years old. I asked him, where can I find socks? And his reaction was, socks? It was as if I asked him, tell me the meaning of life, and now he was contemplating on meaning of life. I mean, it's a simple word. It's not like I asked him, I don't know what. And then we have in Croatia the same word for socks as in Turkish. We took their word, so yeah, in the end I found the socks. But he didn't know this simple word, and it's not just about the socks, it's about everything else. Younger people just, it's not that they don't speak English, they don't understand it. If you, not just in restaurants, in cafes, or in markets, everywhere, if you stop someone in the street, excuse me, do you speak English? And you have this tendency to, at least I do, to stop maybe younger people, because my expectation is that they will speak English, at least, to some degree. Again, I don't expect them to be fluent in English. I don't expect them to have a philosophical conversation with me. I probably can't have a philosophical conversation or debate in English, and my English is not perfect, of course, but it's important that we understand each other. But they don't understand, especially the younger people, like 18, 20, 25, 30. That amazes me. It shocks me a bit. And I don't get it. I mean, in today's world of Instagram, TikToks, and is it only Turkish they understand? I just don't understand. So maybe I'm the problem, I don't know. But when you can't communicate 2 words of English with someone, then, for example, today I had to use this very basic, insufficient knowledge of Turkish in one place, and yeah, we understood each other. And then they think I speak Turkish, and then they start speaking very quickly in Turkish. I just know some basic phrases, some words, and I can communicate some basic things, and I would expect them to be able to communicate some basic things in English like I do in Turkish. But they just don't speak English. They don't understand it. It's just, I don't get it. So if you have the answer, leave a comment, please. Teach me something. Maybe I'm just being an ignorant peasant. I don't know. Yeah, so that's basically it. So for tomorrow, we will probably go to Süleymaniye Mosque. We were supposed to go there on the second day, but things change. And after that, Fethiye Mosque, Kariye Mosque, and Sultan Mihri Mosque. And then we're just gonna, walk alongside the walls of ancient Constantinople, down to Belgrade Gate, and then to Yedikule Fortress. I heard that it's not open to tourists. It's only open for Turkish citizens with prior registration. So we'll see. We'll just go there and hope for the best. If it's closed, it's closed. What can we do? Yeah, and that will be the end of our sightseeing in Istanbul. And then we have 2 full days to just wander around, shop for souvenirs, and just eat some more. Not that we should, but we will. So that's basically it, and yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.